He and I were walking down the street going over the ball fields the other day, and there was a woman walking towards us who was gifted. And I saw him, and I saw him see him. But she was too close for me to go, dude, shut up. She hadn't walked 2 feet behind us, and he goes, God dang, did you see the size of those things? And all I could say was, yeah, I did. We had to have the big talk this year. I was on the road. My wife called me. Says, well, you need to have a talk with your son. Which I find incredibly amusing, that when he's in trouble, I have sole ownership. And I said, what happened? She goes, well, him and his friends were on the internet, and they pulled up one of those sex sites. And I was like, oh, Lord. All right. I said, baby, did you write down the name of the site? Just for reference? She's like, shut up. And I knew this talk was coming, and I wanted my talk with my son to be a little more informative than my father's talk with me was. I don't know about the rest of you fellas. My dad and I didn't even have a talk till I finally cornered him one night. I said, Dad, when are you going to tell me about sex? I'm 30. But I also know this, that kids today are a lot more informed than you and I were. And we were more informed than our parents, but what these kids know today is scary. So I sat him down, I said, look, son, we need to have a little talk about the birds and the bees. And I said, but I know that you and your buddies have already chatted about this, so why don't you do this? Why don't you tell me what you think you know, and I'll just fill in the blank spots. Which seemed rational, till 30 minutes later. I'm sitting there with a pen and a pad of paper going, they'll do that? Just gotta ask, huh? Who knew? Now, if you've got a young man at your house around that age, you know this, that they think they know everything. And what happens when that world meets the world that's still naive, it can make for some of the funniest stuff you've ever seen in your life. And you've all had that. If you've got kids, you've had that moment where you've got blood in your mouth because you're biting your lip because you cannot laugh. And during our little chat, one of these moments arrived. We were having our little talk, and I said, you know, son, I said, when you finally meet this girl, whoever she is, and you fall in love and you think you might do it, I go, you got to swear to me right now that you will always use a condom. I said, because it prevents diseases, it prevents unwanted pregnancies. And he's kind of looking at me funny. I said, you know what a condom is, right? And he goes, yeah. I go, all right. I go, why don't you tell me so I know you know? And he goes, Dad. I go, come on. And he goes, oh. A condom is a rubber thing shaped like a wiener that hums. You've been in Mama's sock drawer, haven't you? Oh, my wife loves that joke. She goes, why do you do that joke? You know I don't have one of those. And I go, I know that. Just figured if you kept hearing it. She's like, Bill, and I go, sorry, I'm just a guy. Oh, man. That's one of the things I love the best about my son is that he makes me laugh, and he does it without trying, which makes it even funnier. He'd been playing baseball with his buddies one day, and I guess he slid and got a scrape on his rear end right there. And he came in the house, he was whining about it. Dad, got a scrape, got a scrape, got a scrape. My wife said, well, go in your room, take your pants off, and I'll come in and rub some ointment on it. Well, I'm in there talking to him. My wife's rubbing ointment on his butt, and he farted. I'm laughing because I'm a guy. And my wife looked at him and went, Travis. And he turned to his mother with the straightest face I've ever seen in my life and said, my compliments to the chef.